Welcome everybody, it is Bulldog here, and today I'm going to talk about a team that's actually been around for quite a while, but apparently it has flown under the radar just a little bit. I've mentioned it a couple times in my live streams, and some of you have sent questions wanting to know more about this team, wanting to know what I'm talking about. So, huge shout out to Crazy Guitar Dude for setting up a team on defense so that I could run this and get some footage so I can show you guys. We've got a Jango lead bounty hunter that is going to counter your common Darth Revan squads. So this is a team that does not require great speed mods necessarily, but it does require very specific modding, and it does require some good 6E mods. First, we're going to start off looking at Bossk. You're going to mod Bossk for quite a bit of speed. He needs to go before Darth Revan. And now remember that you get plus 30 speed from Jango's lead. Bossk is 3 speed slower than Darth Revan at base, so you've got a little bit of speed to work with. After speed, you're modding him like normal, adding all that protection, health, and defense that you can get, but the faster you mod Bossk, the faster Darth Revans you can take on. Then after that, you want Grief going just behind Bossk, so the best way to do that is have him 1 speed slower. The rest of the modding is actually pretty flexible. There are a lot of different ways you can go. Dealer's choice here, well, whatever you want. Damage, potency, survivability, whatever. Next is Mando, and I'm sorry, there's a little bit of math involved here. You want Mando to go after the 2 mass assists from Bossk and Grief, so you need to make sure he is slower than 85% of Bosk's speed. And just trust me, that's the right math. Remember, he's gaining turn meter and giving bounty hunters turn meter every time he gets a critical hit. He'll have 2 critical hits before his turn. And then you need to make sure that he does go before Boba, so he can't be too slow, but he doesn't really need to be all that fast. You want Mando going 3rd, Boba being the 4th character to go. You just need to make sure he is faster than Jango. After that, you're going to mod him with as much damage as possible. So you're going to use an offense cross, an offense arrow. You want to try to get him to 100% crit chance because you're probably going to need critical hits against a lot of teams. So get that damage up. And then we've got Jango's going to be modded the same way as Boba. Max damage, you need critical hits. Give him the offense cross, the offense arrow. Get the critical chance as high as you possibly can. Now, some of you might not be able to get to 100% depending on your relic levels. Just know that you're probably going to have to get a critical hit. So you're leaving some room for error if it's not at 100%. The turn's going to be pretty simple. We're going to taunt with Bossk. We're going to call a mass assist with Grief. And then we're going to go after Bastila with another mass assist. We should gain some turn meter here. We're going to try to finish off Bastila. We're going to call Jango as long as we've got a debuff on there. Now, I said you have to have critical hits. I didn't get a critical hit there. Luckily, I had just enough offense. We're going to go after Darth Revan, get him down, and then after that, it's just cleanup. Now, the one thing you've got to be careful with on the cleanup is you want to try to avoid hitting Malak. The only time I really like to hit Malak is I do try to get him ability blocked. So like right here, try to give him an ability block so he won't be able to drain. I didn't get it that time. Take out HK if you can. Now if Marauder's in here, take him out. He can do quite a bit of damage. We were going after Sith Empire Trooper to start with. If he's not there, you can actually go directly after Bastila Fallen. That is going to trigger Marauder's turn meter game and that type of thing. That's why you need to make sure you've got some tankiness on boss so that he can absorb that. There we go. We get the Annihilate. We're going to have a high banner win, very high banner win. So you're just playing around. Make sure you're not getting feared with, especially with Mando, so that he can he can use his disintegrate on Malak, and it works pretty well. So I'll show you the mods here. These are definitely they're not completely ideal, but they work pretty well. You do need some high relics, just because the relics are going to be what's going to allow you to get that crit chance up near 100%. And the more damage you can do, the more likely you are to get a crit chance, the less likely this is to fail. If you can reach 100% crit chance, this is going to win pretty much 100% of the time against your typical Darth Revan teams. Your Darth Revan teams that are modded for speed. A lot of them are modded for speed and damage. Now, because this counter is becoming so common, you're starting to see some people mod Bastila Fallen for defense, for health protection, to mod Darth Revan for defense, health protection, so that they can absorb those blows. And if you come up against a Darth Revan squad that is modded that way, be very, very careful, because that's going to stop this counter. The more survivability they have, the harder this is, the higher relics you're going to need to run this. So you can't just blindly run it against any Darth Revan team, but it does work very, very well against your more typical Darth Revan squads that are modded more for speed or damage and don't have a lot of survivability. So I hope this helps some of you and kind of explains what's going on here, and you guys can use it in your territory wars, in your grand arena. It is a very good counter, because using these bounty hunters to beat Darth Revan is a very efficient way to use your roster. You can get efficient banner wins with it as well. Sometimes you do lose some characters, but in general it tends to be a pretty efficient win, and it really works great as long as you have them modded properly, as long as you have the relics and the mods on there to run this. So thank you guys so much. As always, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I appreciate it. I will see you guys next time.